Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and it is Friday. The end of the week is here. We have the events live in game, the Summon Rush, the Dungeon Divers, some of the stuff around Greathoof, finally live in game. So we're going to talk about the points requirements on here. This will kind of make up our decision and kind of put the nail in this discussion on if it is worth it to go for it or not. We'll compare it to champions like Mighty Uko and stuff, and then we have also got a couple promo codes to put in from both the Elaine starter Call of the Arbiter series and then also another promo code that's floating around, so I'll give you those. And then we'll also talk about the community and what percentage of raid players are going to be going after Greathoof, so you have full context as you kind of make the decision this weekend if you want to go for this champion or not, and everything kind of surrounding Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into it. And a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Bloodline Heroes of Lithis, which takes RPGs and gacha gameplay to a whole new level with their unique airs system and stunning visuals. Now you can try the game for free using the link down below or scanning the QR code on screen to receive an amazing starter pack worth $20. Now this is actually the best time to start playing Bloodline because they are giving away tons of rewards all month long during the 1-year anniversary event happening in June, where you can get 10 free summons, 3,000 diamonds, and a bunch of other stuff just for doing the simple daily logins. You can collect new bloodlines with unique abilities for each gender while being able to customize them by marrying 2 bloodlines to create over 1,000 fantasy hybrids and endless possibilities. Like these brand new bloodlines released June 1st, Titan Warriors, who are the enforcers of Olympus, and the 9-tailed Vulpins from the eastern lands of mysterious powers. So now is your chance to summon them. Deploy your team of hybrids into a vast and realistic fantasy world with stunning visuals where your hybrids can inherit talents, traits, and appearances through the family tree, and there are also cosmetics available with sleek designs to customize your champions even further. So get ready to raise heirs with companions and waifus to build your ultimate kingdom and economy with strategic gameplay, beautiful scenes, and interesting storylines. Now remember, I've got everything you need to try the game absolutely free of charge down below via the description, and also that QR code that gets you the anniversary starter pack worth $20, which is a random champion, summoning crystal, 100,000 gold, and also 100 diamonds. And for the first 30 players to leave their account ID and username down below in the pinned comment section, you will receive a free legendary female Titan warrior to carry you in game. Alrighty, so first of all, in the Call of the Arbiter series for Elaine, you're going to want to go in, and if you haven't already, there's a couple different things you can do. You can click on share episode, copy the link. Once it's copied, you can claim the rewards, and then you also want to be putting in the promo code as well. So you would back out, you would click on the code chase top right, and I'm going to spoil things, so fast forward right now. This is your warning if you don't want the code spoiled. You probably already did it though by now, because I'm about 20 hours late on getting this video out in relation to the episode, but the code is Harmony, so HARMONY, Harmony, and that will get you some of the resources there from the Elaine episode that you see right there with the energy and the banner and all of that. And then we are also going to want to go over to the promo code tab, and we are going to put in subscribe mid game. So SUBSCRIBE MIDGAME, and boom, you will also get some rewards like energy and chicken as well. And then before we get to some of the polling and the fragment event champion, I do want to keep you in the loop for the news here in terms of the summoning events happening this weekend that will coincide with all of that stuff. And we do have a guaranteed Demetha, which is very interesting. It's 25 void shards to get the void epic Demetha. Now, if you don't have unkillable compositions set up, if you're an early game player, mid game player who hasn't gotten an unkillable comp for the Demon Lord, for Iron Twins, stuff like that, if you don't have like Maneater and some of those champions that unlock unkillable compositions, Sir Nick, Roshkard, Helikath, all of that stuff, if that stuff is not working for you yet on your account, then this is a very important event to consider because it's 25 void shards to possibly add that opportunity to your account. And then we're also going to be having 10Xs going on this weekend, which will feature the Legendaries Tahanarok, Wither, Elva, King Galkabar, so lots of the Sylvan Watchers there, and then also one of the better void epics for DPSing in places like the Hydra, and then also one of the best general utility epics in the game. And Ugo Doom Priest is S tier for Knight Revenant. If you haven't finished Knight Revenant, that's a great pickup for your account. So the 10x really isn't that bad. It's pretty solid champions. Tahanarok is like really good for general utility, tankiness, Hydra compositions, all of that stuff. And then even like Wither and Elva and King Alkabar all are pretty decent utility legendaries. So lots of decent champions up for grabs if you are going to be pulling for the different stuff around the Greathoof fragments. But the most important thing to take note of is for those of you accounts out there that don't have some of that unkillable stuff, then we do have the Demetha event going on over the course of this weekend. So now I want to talk about the actual discussion around Greathoof Loriaca and if you should or shouldn't be going after the fragments, so you have full context on that. Now, I think it's a little bit disappointing here for a couple reasons. You've got the 2 different Summon Rush events, which is kind of a huge oof. But then this morning, when I pop this up, we pop open the Summon Rush, and we've got another double huge oof. We've got 3,500 points required here on the Summon Rush, and that's going to be what they required for Mighty Uko. Because this was the Summon Rush for Mighty Uko, and you can see that it had the 2150 and then the 3,500 during the initial Summon Rush there for getting the fragments for Mighty Uko. And then this one right here that we see in game is exactly the same. So we've got 2150 and then 3,500. Now, I don't think that Greathoof Loriaca is going to be anywhere near the same atmosphere in terms of account, impact, and utility as Mighty Uko. So that is definitely a ding against the fragment event going on. And it's for some of those reasons that if we look at the polling here over on the community tab of the channel, that we've got a 7% rate of people saying that they are going to be dedicated to going after the Greathoof fragments, which is exceedingly low. Usually this is somewhere between like 20 and 60% maybe, depending on how hyped the champion is. You got like Pytheon and stuff like that, where it's really hype. And then you've got the lesser hyped ones that'll have a low participation rate. 7% for a fragment event is one of the lowest I've ever seen. And also shout out to the 7.2 thousand of you that voted over on that tab. It goes a long way to helping us be able to track trends and give advice to help you make better informed decisions when you're trying to play raid efficiently. So yeah, I kind of agree with the polling. Like I said in yesterday's video, I think for 90-something% of you, it's probably going to be an opportunity where it makes sense to just go ahead and save your resources and skip for a better event going on. But I do think for like a certain niche of account, that it could be decent if you don't have anybody that lowers the resistance. If you're struggling to have enough accuracy to clear certain content, then the Fragment Champion does lower resistance very reliably on an AoE. So there is a niche market that the champion will have an impact and help you progress, but I think it's a small niche. But for the tournaments and events going on, it's going to be all of the fragment event type of stuff. So you're going to have to do champion training and dragon tournament if you are going for the fragments here. And then under the events, you've got obviously the summon rush happening this weekend, where you'll have to be pulling shards in order to scoop up the fragments that you need to keep pace with everything going on. And you may want to hold off on going super crazy if you are getting the dragon fragments, because you are going to have an opportunity to double dip for a little bit of a window. You see how you got a day and a half left on the dragon tournament, and then in 16 hours you're going to get the dungeon divers. So I would hold off and wait until the dragon and the dungeon divers double dip with each other, and you can get a little bit more value for your energy. So let's fire up the shop and see if there's anything worth talking about here. Special pack 16, 25, 1 for that's gonna be like 1 for 30. Yeah, okay, not looking promising there. No 101%, that's a bummer. Standard off energy chain. This personal pack is only good for like early game high spenders. For 90-something% of you, it's not going to be a great offer. This elite, the sacred string, and okay, this one we've already plugged in a few times. It's not the best. This one is worth discussing for sure. So we've got a $30 pack. Let's go ahead and plug in this stuff, and then I'll show it to you on the screen. So we've got $30 for, it looks like 750k silver, and then we're going to be going with 750 energy. Okay, 8 times 20 is what, 160 for multi-battles. So 160, 75 XP brews, and boom. Okay, and we got 1 5-star chicken. I always, whenever they have this much stuff in them, I always miss one, so I'm trying to be careful here. 7 ancient shards, 3 void shards, and boom, and then 1 sacred shard. Okay, boom, and it grades out as a 1.54. So because of the way that Plarium values sacred shards, it is actually a pretty decent pack by Plarium's average market value prices. I personally don't think it's incredible because it has a sacred and they're usually way overvalued, but it is decent. Like, I think for anybody who's in the mid to high tier, that is probably a decent allocation of their raid budget. For anybody that is a low spender, even though it's a 1.5, I don't know that this one is better. If you're on a budget, you're usually better off getting the packs that do not have sacreds in them. So yeah, it's a 1.54, but it's not the best pack I've ever seen or like a super recommend. Goodie back. Okay, so yeah, I think that is the best one in the shop for sure, hands down. But hopefully we get a better offer, because like if you're going for Demetha, I don't really see a good opportunity to get like some void shards at a 1.5 value or anything. So a little bit unfortunate, but for those of you that are going for Demetha, I hope you're able to have the 25 voids to make that happen. So good luck if you are going for the fragments this weekend, and if you're pulling shards for Demetha and all that craziness going on. Let me know how you feel down in the comment sections and what your plans are for this weekend. It's always fun to hear your perspectives as well. So remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.